guy. We have things here. Welcome to the Unique Show. This is your host, Unique, with another episode. You got Sizwe here.
No.
Yeah. All right, so this is the same episode. We're just gonna continue with the conversation we're having. But let's just know about the company that you started. You ditched civil engineering.
Yeah.
So within 1 year how long did you work in this? What you said?
Just above a year.
A year.
Just above.
And then you decided to go to business.
Yes. I just didn't want that life.
At the time, it was called you move, right? It was before you.
No. Before I started a company with Mzwandile.
Yeah.
Called Muzo Industries.
Oh, okay.
So what we were doing is we wanted to digitalize long distance taxis.
Okay.
So what we did is we wanted to have a system to load people at long distance taxi ranks.
Yeah.
And sort of have an appreciation for time. So now if you walk into a long distance taxi rank, if you're the first one in the taxi, you might sit there for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And when it comes to planning your day, that's very uncomfortable. If I get to a long distance taxi rank at 10 a.m., but I'm only departing at 3 p.m., it's not conducive because I can't plan my day. For journeys that are supposed to take 4 hours. I end up traveling the whole day. So we did that. Santaco, which is the global taxi board in South Africa, gave us an opportunity to pitch to them. They really liked the idea. They even tried to involve the government. They gave us pilot phase in Nelspruit, gave us another one in Pretoria, Bosman. So we developed the system with a company in Cape Town. So we had an application where you can load passengers and they can pay online and do all of that. We ran a pilot phase. It was working quite well. I don't want to lie.
How long did you get to run the app?
We were in Nelspruit from February 2017.
So were they giving specific
February 2017.
So they were giving specific maybe taxes or
specific routes Nelspruit to Johannesburg, Nelspruit to Pretoria, where you load onto the system, you inform the passengers about the new system. So
taxi drivers were actually having the system and they were using it.
No, not the taxi. Education is an issue. Education is an issue. So what we'll have, you'd have someone called a queue marshal. They would have a tablet. And then they would load passengers like that. But some passengers would be able to book online because there was an application and a website was in the works. And you could book your trip saying that I want to depart tomorrow 9 a.m. So online you'd see there's a taxi that leaves 9 a.m., a taxi that leaves 12 p.m. Midday. So you could book it online, and some could do walk-ins. So you can come in at 7 and they'll tell you there's a taxi that's leaving at 9. You can go onto this taxi, they'll put you on the tablet system and then you get stored like that.
When did you pitch this? When was this? 20?
I had the idea, I think 2015. I had a lot of meetings in Pretoria at the Santaco main office. And 2016, they gave us a pilot phase. We did it in Nelspruit, we did it in Bosman. 2016. And then, but in Bosman, to a lesser extent, the main place was Nelspruit. It worked well. I think even the chairman of the board in Nelspruit was very supportive of the idea. And it was supposed to work perfectly because you could now book a taxi and know that I'm going to depart Nelspruit at 8 o'clock. I'll be in Joburg at 12:30. That would help a lot because you could plan your day and know that if I have a meeting at 2 in Joburg, I can leave at 9. At 1, I'm already in central Johannesburg. I will make it in time for my meeting. But I think the taxi industry has got one problem. There's very little education in there. So most people don't accept change. They can't see improvements in the horizons. They want things to remain the same way they are because maybe that's their little advantage of getting money from the system. They don't want to improve themselves with education to get to a better place.
And that was 2016.
Yes. Yeah, we got violent.
Now 2023, anything changed in the taxi industry? Still the same?
No, the taxi industry is still the same. I don't think it will ever change because I feel like young boys that are afraid of school run into that system. I don't think it will ever change. which is why I started my own
Yeah.
long distance shuttle company.
Yeah.
It has a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
Especially if you are young and black.
Yeah.
Going into business as a young black person.
Let's start with one.
Yeah.
How you're starting a business.
Yeah.
I don't know what money you had.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you have a rich uncle or whatever. How hard is it to get capital for someone who wants to be an entrepreneur, especially starting that entrepreneur in that shuttle business?
I feel like for lazy thinkers,
yeah,
there's this myth that you need money to start a business. You don't.
Yeah.
You just need a good idea.
Yeah.
And the determination to do it. A good business doesn't need money to start, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah.
You just need to communicate well with people. Like for me, if I'm starting a transport company and I don't have buses, there are a lot of people out here with buses. Okay. I just need to sit down and have a decent conversation with them to convince them
that they can make money
to be part of my idea. Yes. So I think the reason why in South Africa we don't have a lot of great small businesses that are growing is because there's this idea that you need capital for starting a business. You don't need capital to start. I feel like you need capital to grow after you've figured out your market and you started already. You just need to scale from one point to the next. That's where you need capital. Okay. And it's easier to get capital then because you can already prove that whatever idea you have is viable.
So who do you convince to
a variety of people, honestly, a variety of people. Certain people I can think of that I used to source buses from is my boat transport, which is local. There's a guy in Sentin.
Have you always been in contact with them?
Yes, I've always been. Even now, I work with them a lot.
Yeah, I heard that you're working with them now. I don't know. Have you worked with them before?
Even back then, yes. Even back then, I was going to them for buses. And then there's a guy, for me, probably the most outstanding young black businessman. There's a guy in Sentin called Keninkun. I think he grew up in Cork. Yeah. He's quite an outstanding business mind. And he's young. I think he's like 33. He does shuttles, the same thing. He owns a brand called Go Shuttles. He's one of those guys that you can totally rely on. I think as black people, we usually don't have good examples of black business. But if you want to find a good example of a black-owned business, I think his company is one of those ones where, honestly, he's doing it better than the white people.
Oh, okay.
I know that's hard to believe,
when I think of
but
shuttles,
that guy is.
I always think of like it's really white owned. Even when I want to go to
yes, but he's doing it better than the white people. If I organize a trip with him, maybe I'm getting caught.
It's uneven.
Yes. If I organize a trip with him, I can sleep peacefully. And wake up after the time, the departure time of whatever trip we organize, because I know he's gonna do it right. So there are some good examples out there of young black entrepreneurs, but they are few and far between.
Or maybe they're not flashing as much as.
No. It's a few individuals, because I don't believe tendering is a business. So I can't count those, and majority of the people are just tendering.
Just want to get money from the government.
Yes. So you need to create an ecosystem of partners like that, where you know that what I don't have, I can leverage from one to this and that business, and also I've leveraged from white companies. There's a company called MVL in Joburg that I used to get a lot of assistance from. So even before you can get your own vehicles, you can leverage from other people as long as you are willing to sell your idea. That's the main thing. I don't think you need money to start a business.
So it's easy to find a lot of people who have maybe
yes.
Not really working as much, or
Oh. It's not difficult. I think our shooting time is.
Is it still? Yeah, but anyway, let's just, because now it's 10 minutes. We'll just do another one. We'll just carry on. There's so many interesting things to say, like, because we want to be inspired for, especially people who are trying business and, you know.
The little I can
share.
I can share.
Yeah,
I
you never know who's
can.
gonna be inspired by this kind of thing. So I think
Yes.
it's a great. We'll just continue from this one.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. But we'll carry on. It's gonna be because we want a long episode for our podcast. So maybe this will be the first long one. We'll see how it goes. But cheers till the next episode.